Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Patriots Real Time Podcast. I'm your host, Theo Diesenhaus, and today we will be doing another solo show. We will be talking about Mike Vrabel's introductory press conference. For some reason, I can't say introductory, so we're just rolling with that. Introductory press conference from Mike Vrabel. I really like the quotes. We'll compare it to some quotes from the last guy who was here as the head coach. So it's going to be a short pod, maybe 10 minutes at the most, 15 maybe. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Just read some quotes to you. I want to start off with the style of the press conference. It was a lot different than last year. Last year, if you don't remember, it was a table. There was, I think it was just Gerard and Robert Kraft or RKK, but I don't really know. This year was a podium. It felt more formal. Last year it felt more relaxed, it kind of fits the scheme, not the scheme, but I don't want to say the personality, but the coach, I would say, fits more for it to be more uptight because that's what it's going to be with Vrabes. But I like some of his quotes, so let's just get into them real quick. We'll start off with a Robert Kraft quote, which isn't actually a quote, but from Doug Kyde. Robert Kraft said in the interview process, Mike Vrabel had a deep understanding of the current Patriots team and had a clear and focused strategy of how to get the team back to being championship caliber. That is very encouraging to hear. Obviously, I could come up with a plan that could get them back to championship caliber. Would it work? I don't know, because you're probably not going to be able to get the guys. I could be trade for Jamar Chase, trade for Myles Garrett. Obviously, his is realistic. It's probably involving signing free agents, veteran free agents like himself back in 2001, which without Mike Vrabel, the Patriots would not be Super Bowl champions in 2001, in my opinion. Or 3 or 4, honestly. But so Mike Vrabel. You need to get the Mike Vrabel-esque free agents, a guy that's going to come in as a veteran, fourth year in the league, and he's going to come in. He's going to be a culture builder, and he's gonna help you win championships. I don't think the Patriots are as good as they were in 2000. They went 5-12 in 2000 under Bill Belichick in his first year. I don't think the Patriots are nearly as good as that. Obviously 4-13, so they only won one more game, but in 2000. But the roster was just much better. You had Willie McGinnis, you had Drew Bledsoe. Not that I guess Drake May is better than Drew Bledsoe, but you had Willie McGinnis, you had Teddy Bruschi, you had Troy Brown, you had other guys, but most of that Teddy Bruschi, if I didn't already say him, I think I did. You had other guys that I'm forgetting right now, but you had Agam Vinatieri, you had Ty Law as well. So those guys were already on the team, and then you bring in Vrabel and Roman Pfeiffer, and obviously Brady goes into year 2, Belichick year 2 as well. So you could see the turnover of the roster, and they just needed a few guys to help them. While this Patriots team, I would say there's probably about 3 guys that are really good. Drake May, Christian Gonzalez, Brendan Schooler. Then you have that second tier of guys, which I would say they're probably Pro Bowl level. And those guys being Christian Barmore, and really that's it. And then the rest of the team is just, there's levels. There's players that aren't good. I'd say Bentley might be thrown into that Pro Bowl level along with Jabril Peppers. But the rest of the team, you want to talk Marcus Jones, he's a solid player. Kyle Duggar, when he's playing at his best, a solid player. Del Pettis probably would be in that. I want to keep him around as a solid role player. Also, I'd throw Anthony Jennings in that solid player, not solid role player. But you need role players. You can't have a bunch of stars on a team because that might not work. Let's think about who have some star teams that just don't work. The Jets are an example of a team, a lot of stars, not a lot of depth, didn't really work. When I was talking about the stars are the best players on the team, I didn't mention one offensive lineman, and we're getting into a next quote, and I don't actually have this pulled up, but Vrabel did talk about how he wanted to solidify the offensive line. He wanted to have that one combination every single week. Obviously, if players get hurt, that's not going to be possible, but you obviously want that sturdy offensive line for your second-year quarterback, Drake May. What will that look like? I do not know. Do I think that Kelvin Banks is probably going to be the pick at 4 or Will Campbell? Yes, probably. I think one of those two guys will be your Patriots draft pick at 4. Another thing, Elliott Wolf, mentioned several times by Mike Vrabel himself, how they need to get good players. Obviously, you agree with that. Andy Hart had a funny take on the radio saying, I wonder if Gerard was just telling him to get players. I don't know if he was telling them to be good. Shout out Andy Hart. But yeah. No. Yeah. That's kind of my thought process. So let's get into some more quotes here. Mike Vrabel asked what made the Patriots head coach job appealing. Notes, open dialogue with Robert and Jonathan Kraft, Elliott Wolf and his staff, a young dynamic quarterback in Drake May. So yes, Drake May is an appealing person, appealing player to want to come to a team, of course, because he is going to be, in my opinion, a top 10 quarterback in the next few years if they develop him right. So yeah, let's see if we can actually get some quotes here. But from Evan Lazar, Mike Vrabel asked about filling holes on the roster and said that it's critical to build the Patriots' trenches up, mainly talking about the offensive line and pass protection. So there's where I was talking about Kelvin Banks, Will Campbell. Maybe you trade back to like 8 or 9, get a few other picks, maybe an extra second-round pick. I don't know if teams are going to be willing to do that. Maybe to get Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. We'll see how the board goes. But if you can get an extra second-round pick, you take 2 tackles in this draft, Josh Simmons, Iante Irsay, those guys that are going at the back half of the first round, maybe even the second round in the Josh Simmons guys that he's obviously he was out for the season. He won't be ready next year. But if you can get a guy like Will Campbell at 4, and then grab I'm struggling with him, Josh Simmons in the second round, you have your tackle duo for the future, in my opinion. 2027, 2026, whatever year that is. You got your 2 tackles. They might but you never know. Will Campbell, the arm length. So I would go Kelvin Banks. But, I would really go Abdul Carter. But I think it's going to be a tackle, and I won't be mad at it as long as he hits, even if Abdul Carter is an absolute game wrecker. Now we get from Andrew Callahan. Vrabel doesn't offer insight on his coordinators, but says his assistants will have 3 simple objectives. Teach, develop, and inspire by making a connection. Says it's important for his coaches to know their players and what makes them tick outside of football. Yeah, this kind of sounds like something Gerard Mayo would say, but I don't know if he's like developed that much. But yeah. Mike Vrabel on the roster. This is from Chad Graff. Mike Vrabel on the roster control the Patriots. This is actually a quote. I'm confident that those types of decisions are all going to sort themselves out. We don't always have to be on the same page, but we want to have a shared vision. That's from that's Mike Vrabel talking about Elliott Wolf and him. He also brought in Charles Robinson, who was officially hired today from the New York Giants, to be, I don't even know what the official role is, but he's going to be in the front office. Similar, like a 1B, you would say, or maybe a 2, not a 1B to Elliott Wolf. Mike Vrabel, like I said, praised Elliott Wolf, and it seems like Elliott Wolf will be working with Vrabel heavily through this draft process, and it doesn't sound like Vrabel's going to fire him after the draft, but you never know. Another quote here. Vrabel, we're going to ask our players to do a few things. One of those is to put the team first, to know what to do, and to play fast and aggressive. And then he also said not careless. That was talking about the offense, though. You got to obviously ask the players to put the team first. I feel like effort hasn't really been an issue, but it's an individual effort, in my opinion. You're playing for yourself. You're playing to get that contract, that big contract, and then you check out after you get it. In my opinion, Mike Onwenu's a guy riding bikes in the locker room just after he signed a massive extension with the Patriots. Last offseason, he rides bikes in the locker room. He has his worst season of his career. So that's a guy that hopefully can get back on the same page. More quotes here. We're going to wrap this one up soon. Vrabel, we're going to remove entitlement from our football team. We're going to earn the right to be here every single day. Speaking of guys like Jelani Tavai, Kayshon Boutte, that's pretty much it. But those guys who openly spoke out, those are the guys that he's talking about. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it. I kind of covered everything. There's a few other quotes. Me and Austin will probably do a podcast later in the week or next Saturday. Probably not, though, but you never know. So I'll probably be back with another solo podcast eventually. So this is a quick 10-minute summary of the Mike Vrabel introductory press conference. So all right, thank you guys for watching. Follow me, Patriots3. Follow Austin Ray. Follow this Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Patriots Real Time. Okay.